Hello, everyone. Welcome to English Podcast TV. I'm Chloe.
And I'm Mike.
So, Mike, today we're talking about something big.
Yeah, something every single person listening has felt.
Fear. And what happens when fear stops you from doing things you want.
You know that moment. You want to do something, you really want to, but something inside says, don't.
Don't speak, don't try, don't move.
And you listen because the feeling is so strong.
It is, and we've both been there many times.
So here's a question for you, right now.
Is there something you want to do, but you keep waiting?
Maybe it's speaking English with someone. Maybe it's starting something new. Maybe it's raising your hand.
Keep that close, because today we're talking about exactly that.
And what we found out about fear, it surprised us.
It really did, because the answer is not just be brave.
It's something stranger than that.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Where does fear come from?
Fear is old, thousands of years old. Back then, it kept you alive.
Strange noise in the forest? Be afraid. Run. Smart.
But we don't live in that forest anymore.
No.
Our brain still has that same alarm system. It's like a car alarm that screams because a leaf landed on the hood.
Oh, I love that. Say that again.
A leaf, just a leaf. But the alarm goes off like it's the end of the world.
So, ordering coffee in English, your brain treats it like a tiger.
A tiger, heart beating, hands cold, mouth dry.
That's a lot of drama for a coffee order.
But that's how it feels. Your brain screams, don't do it, stay safe.
But there's no tiger, there's just a barista.
It's an instinct. That's something your body does without thinking. Useful in a forest, not so useful in a coffee shop.
So the alarm is real, but the danger isn't.
The feeling is 100% real. Your chest is tight. That's real.
Yeah.
But the story your brain tells you, you'll fail, they'll laugh, that's usually not true.
So you're not broken.
You are not broken. Your brain's just overprotective.
Like a weather app that always says storm, even when the sky is perfectly blue.
Blue sky, sunshine, and the app says, bring an umbrella.
In other words, your fear isn't telling you the truth, it's just loud.
Very loud.
And I've got a story about this. When I was teaching in Brazil, there was a staff meeting every Friday.
In Portuguese?
All Portuguese. Fast Portuguese. I was the only foreigner.
That's a lot.
Every Friday, I had ideas, real ideas, better ways to organize the classes. I'd rehearse them in my head during lunch.
But?
I just sat there, smiling, nodding, for 3 months.
3 months of silence.
Because every time I wanted to speak, the voice said, "Your Portuguese sounds ridiculous."
The weather app.
So loud I couldn't hear my own thoughts. And the worst part?
What?
After every meeting, I felt terrible. Not because I said something wrong, because I said nothing.
That's a different kind of pain.
It really is. The pain of staying quiet is worse than the pain of a mistake, but I didn't know that yet.
I think a lot of people listening know exactly that feeling.
If that's you, you're not alone. Stay with us.
I've got my own version. My Mandarin teacher invited me to a speaking event. 15 people in a room, 2 minutes each.
That's nothing.
That's what I told myself. But for 3 weeks, I kept finding reasons not to go.
I'm busy this week.
My throat hurts. I'll go next time. Every excuse felt so reasonable.
That's how fear works. It gives you reasonable excuses.
Always next time, never this time.
If that's you right now, we've both been there. You're not alone.
And here's what makes it trickier. Fear doesn't always look like fear.
What do you mean?
Sometimes it puts on a costume. It pretends to be something respectable.
Like perfectionism. Basically, perfectionism is when you need everything to be perfect before you start.
I'm not ready yet. I need one more course, one more month.
Oh, I feel that one deep.
Perfectionism's just fear holding a clipboard. It looks organized, but it's still fear.
Fear with a clipboard. That's so accurate.
In other words, you're not trying to be great, you're just scared to be bad.
And I'll start when I'm ready. That's just another way to say I'm afraid.
Now look, preparation is good. Nobody's saying don't prepare.
But if you've been preparing for months and you still haven't started,
That's not preparation.
that's hiding.
And I'll bet some people listening have an English textbook on their desk right now. They've finished the whole book, but they haven't said one sentence out loud to another person.
Because the book feels safe and talking feels dangerous.
That's the disguise. Fear dressed up as homework.
Can I tell you something that surprised me about this?
Yeah?
Fear and excitement feel exactly the same in your body.
Wait, really?
Same fast heartbeat, same sweaty hands, same tight chest.
Huh.
The only difference is the story you tell yourself.
So your body says something big is happening, and your brain decides, is this scary or exciting?
Exactly. And most of us default to scary.
That's actually really useful because it means the feeling doesn't have to change, just the label.
Right. Same energy, different story.
Huh. I never thought of it like that.
But here's the other thing. Waiting has a cost.
I actually wonder about that. Don't you think sometimes waiting is smart? Giving yourself time to grow?
Sometimes, yeah, but there's a difference between growing and stalling.
Fair.
Doubt is like fog. A little fog, you can still see the road, but every day you wait, it gets thicker.
And the longer you wait,
The thicker the fog until you can't see the road at all.
so it'll be easier tomorrow.
Is a lie your brain tells you. This week becomes next week becomes somehow 3 months.
And suddenly you're standing in fog so thick you forgot where the road was.
In other words, waiting doesn't make it easier. It makes it harder to even remember what you wanted.
Let me give you an example.
You're standing in a hallway, outside a meeting room. You can hear voices inside.
You told yourself, today I'll speak up. Today's different.
Your stomach drops, just a little. Your hands are cold.
You open the door, you sit down, and the meeting starts.
An hour later, it's over. And you said nothing. Again.
Because the fog was too thick and the road felt invisible.
If you've lived that hallway moment, keep listening. Because what comes next changed everything for Mike.
But first, if this is making sense, a quick like really helps us reach more learners. Okay, let's go.
All right, tell me about room 4B.
Okay, so 4 years ago, Shanghai. I was about 8 months into Mandarin.
You could have conversations by then.
Small ones, yeah. And my teacher finally convinced me to go to that speaking event.
The one you'd been avoiding for 3 weeks.
That one. I prepared everything, wrote it out, read it 20 times, recorded myself.
Mike Chen doesn't do things halfway.
No, I was ready. Or I thought I was.
What happened?
The room was small, room 4B, third floor of an old university building. Bright white lights buzzing, plastic chairs in a circle. It smelled like green tea and chalk.
I can see it.
I sat down. First person stood up. A young woman, perfect Mandarin, beautiful tones. Everyone laughed at her joke.
Oh no.
Second person, also great. Third, fourth, each one confident, each one funny.
And with every person,
My confidence got smaller, like someone slowly turning down the volume inside me.
in other words, they got louder and you got quieter.
By the time they looked at me, my mouth was dry, my hands were shaking under the chair.
What did you do?
I stood up, opened my mouth, and nothing.
Nothing?
5 seconds, maybe more. It felt like a year. And then I said, in English, I'm sorry, I can't.
Oh, Mike.
And I sat down. Everyone was kind. One woman touched my arm. said something soft.
But inside,
Inside, I was done. I walked home, 15 minutes through the rain. I didn't put my hood up. I didn't care.
I know that feeling. When you're so disappointed in yourself that you don't even notice the rain.
And the whole way home, the voice kept saying one thing.
What?
See, you don't belong here.
The weather app.
The loudest storm warning I'd ever heard.
And if you're listening right now, if you've had a moment where fear won, you are not alone.
You're really not, because I'd studied for months. I knew every word.
So what actually stopped you?
It wasn't my Mandarin. It wasn't my preparation.
Then what?
It was the story. The voice in my head decided the ending before I even opened my mouth.
Fear with the clipboard again.
Yeah, it wasn't about language. It was about worth. I didn't believe I deserved to be in that room.
That's the deeper thing, isn't it? It's not really about the words.
It is never about the words. It's about the story you believe about yourself.
And the truth?
Nobody cared about my tones. They just wanted to hear me try. That's all anyone ever wants.
So what changed?
My teacher called me the next week, and she said something I'll never forget.
What?
She didn't say, "It's okay." She didn't say, "Try again." She said, "The door was open the whole time. You just didn't walk through."
Oh, wow.
And that hit me, because she was right. Nobody locked the door. I did.
You were waiting for the fear to disappear.
And it never did. It never does.
So what does courage actually look like?
You know that feeling when you're scared, but you do it anyway? That's courage. It doesn't mean the fear is gone.
It means you walk through the door while you're still shaking.
That's the whole thing.
Like a tree growing around a rock. The rock doesn't disappear.
But the tree keeps going, and over time, the tree is so much bigger than the rock.
The fear stays, but you outgrow it.
And I went back. 2 weeks later, same room, same buzzing lights.
Wait, you went back?
Hands still shaking, voice cracked on the second word. I forgot a word in the middle and just stood there for a second.
What did you do?
I took a breath, and I kept going. 90 seconds of messy, imperfect Mandarin.
90 seconds. That's huge.
They clapped, not because it was great, because I showed up.
Nobody was waiting for you to be perfect.
They were waiting for me to be brave. And that night, something clicked.
What?
I realized all 3 things that stopped me in room 4B, they're all fixable. And that's where these techniques came from.
They came from that night?
Every single one. Not from a book, not from research, from standing in that room and understanding exactly what went wrong.
That makes them feel different. They're not tips, they're survival tools.
That's exactly right.
Okay, let's hear them.
First one. In room 4B, I stood there for 5 seconds, and in those 5 seconds, my brain wrote a whole story. You'll fail. They'll judge you. Sit down.
5 seconds was all it took.
So the technique is called the 5-second door. When fear hits, count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then move.
Move before the story starts.
Exactly. Your brain needs about 5 seconds to build a wall. Beat it to the door.
You're racing your own brain.
And you'd be surprised how often you win.
So if I'm in a meeting, want to say something in English, feel that tightness.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Speak.
Before Brenda talks me out of it.
Brenda?
Hold on, you'll meet her in a minute.
Okay, but the point is, I wish I'd had this in room 4B. If I'd counted to 5 and just started talking,
You wouldn't have sat down.
I wouldn't have sat down.
Okay, second technique. And this one comes from that voice.
The one that said, "You don't belong."
That one. It's called Name the Voice. Give your fear a name.
A name?
A silly name, a real name, whatever feels right. I call mine Brenda.
Brenda.
Brenda's very dramatic.
She thinks everything's a disaster.
I actually do this too. Mine's named Gerald.
Gerald, of course it is.
And when I feel afraid, I say, "Okay, Gerald, I hear you, but I'm doing it anyway."
And it works because it creates distance. The fear isn't you. It's just a voice with a name.
Fear says, "You're gonna fail." You say, "That's just Gerald talking."
And suddenly, Gerald's not so scary.
He's just Gerald. He worries a lot. He means well. He's wrong most of the time.
Brenda and Gerald should meet.
They'd panic about nothing together.
Best friends.
All right, third technique, and I think this one's the most important.
I do too, because it's the one that actually gets you moving.
Where'd it come from?
From your 90 seconds. You didn't need 2 perfect minutes. You needed 1 messy start.
That's true.
It's called the smallest step. When something feels too big, don't do the whole thing. Do the tiniest piece.
Like what?
You want to speak English at work. Don't start with a presentation. Start with good morning. 1 person, 2 words.
And tomorrow?
Maybe, how was your weekend? Then next week, 1 sentence in a meeting.
Small steps that build on each other.
That's progress. Think of it as forward movement, even slow, even messy.
You know what my Shanghai teacher used to say?
Tell me.
The bridge doesn't have to be beautiful. It just has to hold your weight.
Oh, that's perfect. In other words, your first try doesn't need to be pretty, it just needs to be real.
And nobody's counting your mistakes. They're just glad you're trying.
Just like those 15 people in room 4B.
Okay, pause for a second. That thing you were holding in your mind.
What's the smallest step? Don't think about the big picture, just 1 tiny move.
Hold that, because Chloe's got a story that brings all of this together.
I do, and it starts with olives.
Olives?
Olives, and a woman I'll never forget.
All right, tell me.
When I lived in Turkey, I was studying Turkish, and I was terrified to use it.
You? An ESL teacher? Terrified?
I know. That made it worse. I felt like I should learn faster than everyone else.
The costume. I should be ready by now.
Brenda in a very nice dress.
Brenda travels.
She does. So one Saturday morning, I went to an outdoor market in Kadiköy, Asian side of Istanbul, across the water.
Okay.
It's loud, colorful, people everywhere, bread and spices in the air.
Sounds beautiful.
And there was this woman selling olives, maybe 30 kinds, green, black, red, in big silver bowls.
Wow.
I wanted to ask about breakfast olives. Simple question, but Brenda was screaming.
What was she saying?
Your pronunciation's terrible. Just point and smile. Don't embarrass yourself. So I stood there, 2 minutes, staring at olives, like they were the most interesting thing in the world.
2 minutes is a long time to stare at olives.
It really is. But then she looked at me and she smiled. Just a warm, patient smile.
And?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You used the 5-second door.
I didn't know the name yet, but yeah, I just said it. 5 words. Kahvaltı için hangisi iyi?
Which one's good for breakfast?
5 messy words. Terrible pronunciation.
What happened?
She laughed. Not at me, with me. She grabbed my hand, pulled me behind the table.
Wait, really?
She made me taste 4 different olives, talking the whole time. Fast Turkish. I understood maybe 10%.
And you just went with it?
I went with it, nodding, pointing, laughing. She kept touching her chest and mine, like, this one for you, this one.
That's amazing.
And then she held up a dark, wrinkly olive and said, Tuzlu, and she made this face, like she'd eaten a lemon. Tuzlu, it means salty. I said it back, she corrected me. I said it again, she clapped. And in that moment, there was a connection. It's that closeness you feel with someone, even without perfect words.
You learned a word you'll never forget.
Never. because the moment gave it meaning. Not a textbook, not an app, a real person, a real olive, a real smile.
That's how language sticks.
And here's what's funny. I went back to that market the next Saturday.
You did?
She saw me from across the aisle. She waved, she shouted something I didn't understand, but I walked over.
And you talked again.
Badly, but really. And that second visit, it wasn't scary at all, because the first one already happened.
The evidence was there.
Exactly. And I almost never went the first time. Brenda almost won.
But the smallest step got you there.
One tiny sentence, and the door,
Was open the whole time.
it always is.
Before we go, let's slow down together. We used some strong words today. Let's walk through them.
First word, courage. We talked about this. Courage is doing something even when you're afraid. It takes courage to speak a new language. Say it with me. Courage.
Avoid. Staying away from something on purpose. I used to avoid speaking English at work. Try it. Avoid.
Perfectionism. Fear with a clipboard, remember? Wanting everything perfect before you start. Perfectionism kept her from finishing. Repeat after me. Perfectionism.
Vulnerable. Open to being hurt or judged. It feels risky, but real connections start there. Speaking a new language makes you feel vulnerable. Say it. Vulnerable.
Instinct. Something your body does without thinking, like pulling your hand from a hot stove. Fear is an instinct. Try instinct.
Progress. Moving forward, even slowly, even messily. She's making real progress with her English. One more time. Progress.
And our last word, connection. That closeness with another person. Through words, through a moment. Like Kadiköy. That conversation created a real connection. Say it. Connection.
7 words. Keep them close.
Okay, your challenge. Small and simple.
Today or tomorrow, do one thing you've been avoiding. Just one. The smallest step.
Start with, today I will, and finish it.
I'll go first. Today, I'll record a voice message in Portuguese. Gerald won't like it. I'm doing it anyway.
And today, I'll say hello to my neighbor in Turkish. Brenda can wait outside.
Now you. What's your sentence?
Tell us in the comments.
Hearing your stories means so much.
If this episode helped, send it to someone. Maybe they've got their own room 4B, their own voice that says, you don't belong.
And if you haven't subscribed, we're here every week.
Remember what Mike's teacher said,
The door's already open.
and you belong on the other side of it.
You do not have to wait for the fear to leave.
You just have to walk through.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go.
See you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.